Hello, friends. This is Dr. John WorldPeace JD coming to you from Albuquerque, New Mexico, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Mountain Time. This beret that I'm wearing, I created. It's not any kind of official thing, but on it is the unit patch I had when I was stationed in NATO forces in Italy, 70 to 72. During the Vietnam War. You'll notice on the patch it says PAX, which stands for peace. After 11 months of being trained as an infantry sergeant to go to Vietnam, I was sent to Italy. And my feeling was very simple. I went through the training. I wanted to serve my country. I didn't want to be a clerk, but I was never going to Vietnam. When I got to Fort Polk, Louisiana, they were sending 2,000 guys a week to Vietnam. There was chances of zero from me going anywhere else, but as a draftee, I ended up in Italy in the Southern European Task Force. So that's what this hat is about. Peace. In real time, in this third millennium, now, the true message of Jesus begins to clarify. That's the title of this article. Commentary. Friends, I came into this life April 24th, 1948, Houston, Texas, with a global mission to increase the level of peace in the world human society. It took me 75 years of living an above normal life as to education, family, self-employment, military service, religious and spiritual study to prepare for and fully understand the world peace advocacy. Understand the world peace advocacy I took on before I was born. On April 1, 1988, Good Friday, I changed my name to John WorldPeace. I was about to turn 40. My first wife, on January 1, 1986, demanded a divorce after 19 years and immediately began to destroy the businesses I created and to create chaos with our 4 children. In a nutshell, on January 1, 1986, everything I had worked for over my life had been achieved and was now in crash and burn mode. I decided that I would formally make a commitment to increasing the peace in the world human society, and I changed my name as a covenant that I would follow that path for the rest of my life, and I have not varied off of it. On my website, johnworldpeace.com, you will find my whole life has been recorded and is constantly being expanded and edited. Presently, there are 18,000 pages on that website. I have lived what I consider the most open life in the world human society, and I have miles to go before I sleep. That said, I'm Dr. John WorldPeace JD, the only now or ever global advocate for peace and world peace, and the only advocate for Jesus Christ, declared by Jesus and recorded in John 14:25. I have no organization, nothing to join, no membership, no students, no disciples. I have no intention of creating an organization of any kind. I have had 5 significant female relationships in my life, but have been living alone for 8 years by choice. I've been living a minimalist, productive life since 2007. I relocated to Albuquerque, New Mexico, the land of enchantment, in September 2011. It is also the state of UFOs and the atomic bomb. Again, the details can be found at johnworldpeace.com. That said, the world is at the front end of extreme chaos. No one can deny this. Fossil fuels are burning down the Garden of Eden, and the world of nations are moving toward right-wing fascism and racism and nationalism. None of these are sustainable. History has proved that. There's more and more chaos in the streets. In America, no one wants to see either Joe Biden or Donald Trump as president in 2024. People are desperately looking for an alternative to both. People want peace as defined by a more sane and just world human society. Long ago, I read that Abraham Lincoln said, "I will prepare and perhaps my chance will come." In 1965, in my high school counselor's office, I saw 5 lines of a poem by Robert Frost. I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere ages and ages hence. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that's made all the difference. Friends, those 2 thoughts have been the foundation of my entire life. I am a high-energy, high-IQ polymath, and my efforts during my life have been focused on increasing the peace in the world human society. That said, I want to clarify and expand on my understanding of the mission of the United States of America and the covenant between America and God. America is a chosen nation and chosen people of God. This was a claim that used to be asserted by the Jews, but ended when the Zionists crucified Jesus, their God-sent Messiah, in 30 CE, Common Era. After that, God in 72 CE allowed the Romans to raise Jerusalem in Solomon's temple, gave the land of Israel to Muhammad and the Muslims in 600 Common Era, along with the Temple Mount upon which they erected the Dome of the Rock, shrine, and the Al-Aqsa Mosque. And in the 1930s and 40s, God allowed the Nazis to exterminate 6 million Jews. These 3 global events negate any claim that Jews were the chosen people of God after they crucified Jesus. There are 2 billion Christians in the world human society, 1.8 billion Muslims, and 16 million Jews. 2 billion Christians, almost 2 billion Muslims, and 16 million Jews. In addition to the above, it is obvious the religions that God has favored and the one he has abandoned. Friends, the United States of America was birthed on July 4th, 1776, for the most part by European Christians, and its Constitution was written by a significant number of Masons who were the founding fathers. The core political philosophy of the Constitution is in the Pledge of Allegiance of America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Friends, America is the only melting pot nation of all the other nations of the world human society. America is the chosen nation and people of God, of which there is one God, but more than one religion accepted. In America, all nationalities, all races, all religions, all genders live in peace, albeit not yet a perfect political peace. But we have a decision, a dedication to going forward to reach that political peace. And let me call this to your attention. America is the most powerful nation on the earth and the one nation that people all over the world want to come to and participate in. No one can deny that America is the most blessed nation in the world human society. That said, the President of the United States, a melting pot nation of all nations in the world human society, must not prefer one nationality, one religion, one race, one gender over the rest. Within the world human society are the extended families of all Americans and the Native Americans. Now for the dark reality. Israel is not the chosen nation and chosen people of God. They are an apartheid nation and presently prosecuting a Holocaust, not a war, against their fellow Semitic brothers and sisters who are the sons and daughters of Ishmael, and Isaac being the second born of Abraham. There is a telling story in the Christian Bible about Cain and Abel, the brothers of Father Adam. God one day asked Cain, where was Abel that Cain had murdered? God knew Cain had murdered him. And Cain asked God if he was his brother's keeper, and he didn't know where Abel was. The Lord asked, what have you done? The voice of your brother's blood is crying to me from the ground. Now you are cursed from the ground, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you cultivate the ground, it will no longer yield its strength to you. You will be a vagrant and wanderer on the earth. Genesis 4:9-12. So Cain was judged. So Israel is judged for the Holocaust against the Muslim Palestinian Gazans, their brothers in Abraham and sisters. I've heard the voice of the Lord say to President Joe Biden, congressmen and women, and senators of the United States, no more bullets and bombs to the Zionists to continue its Holocaust in Gaza. The blood will be on your hands, on the hands of the President and our representatives, and therefore on our hands. The murdering going on in Gaza is on America's hands, because America can stop that war with one phone call, that Holocaust, with one phone call from Joe Biden to Netanyahu with one word: stop. I, Dr. John WorldPeace, will say, as the independent maverick writing candidate for President USA 2024, that 6 million Jews in America will not dictate to 335 million Americans that they support the Zionist Holocaust in Gaza. The tail will not wag the dog. And to Hamas I say, stop the killing and return all the hostages now. God has heard your pleas for justice, now trust in God. The Zionists will have their nation within the 1967 lines, and the Palestinians will have their nation of all of Palestine outside the 1967 lines. And the Zionists will rebuild Gaza and pay for those 16,000 less 1,200 people they have murdered as vengeance against 1,200 Hamas killed. After 75 years, the Zionist Holocaust against the Palestinians will end, and Palestine will have its nation free of Zionists. Now we'll speak about Donald Trump. In the book of Matthew 25:31-40, Jesus said to those on his left, "Depart from me, accused ones, into the eternal fire which has been prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me nothing to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger, and you did not invite me in. Naked, and you did not clothe me. In prison, you did not visit me. To the extent that you did not do it to the least of you, you did not do it for me. Therefore, go to hell." These are the red-letter words out of Jesus' mouth. He defines the radical liberal left core message of Jesus. If you do not follow this commandment of Jesus, you're not saved, but will go to hell. Feed the sick, heal the sick, feed the hungry, shelter the poor, heal the sick. That's the core radical, liberal, left message of Jesus. If you don't believe in that, you are not saved. Nothing could be more clear. Donald Trump has cursed the radical liberal left, the message of Jesus, since the day he began to run for president in 2016. Nobody can deny it. He's still cursing it. No saved Christian will support a vote for Trump. Support of Trump is a rejection of Jesus. I've been saying this for years in my book, The Third Millennium, Second Reformation of Christianity. No Christian preacher priest has challenged me. Trump is a Jonah who has shown his true colors as a very dark soul. A word to the wise is sufficient. Trump is a traitor and criminal and will, after his trials, spend the rest of his life in jail. As Elijah said, he was the only prophet of God. I say I'm the only advocate for Jesus Christ, John 14:25, and I'm the only global advocate for peace and world peace. Let those who have eyes see and those who have ears hear. Jesus said that. Can contribute at worldpeaceteachingpeace.com contributions. Below on the screen I have a lot of information on various websites and so forth. And I will be posting the transcript of this conversation on several sites, one being the Zionist Holocaust in Gaza.com. The times have changed. The worm has turned. No more killing in Gaza. Biden, tell the Israeli Zionists, stop. They cannot pursue that Holocaust without you giving them more bullets and bombs. You loved being with your grandchildren on Thanksgiving while you looked at pictures of the Zionists who've killed almost 6,000 children in 7 or 8 weeks. Enough. Wake up. America is the chosen people of God, and you're the president, not Israel. This is John WorldPeace. Have a good day.